Man, listen, I woke up with a cold, glassy eyes and a pimple out of hell. It's hurting, by the way. But let me tell you what's bothering my spirit today. Because I feel like if we don't discuss this enough, we'll keep repeating the same problems over and over again. Now, for decades, our leaders have played politics in a way that doesn't actually help the people. They've strategically helped in keeping majority of the population in complete poverty. And you know why they do that? So that when they finally hand you out a little piece of bread, you would feel like, oh my God, they have done the most. We still, till today, because of this poverty mindset, we do not understand our value as people, number one, and as citizens, number two. They are two different things. You think they're connected, but they're not. When we understand how much we are worth, then we will be able to ask for accountability correctly. And I say this for a reason. Now, we all praise, see, all governors or all presidents and everything to come, I see them in one light. As long as you're given a budget, an allocation to your state or to the presidency, and you do not use that whole budget for the purpose of the people and constructing a better facility and livelihood for the people, you have failed, in my opinion. And this is why I said, because more than half of Nigerians are living in critical poverty, anytime something is handed over to them, they overpraise it. And especially when it comes to their specific states, they, oh my God, you can't talk anything bad about them. Now, we have certain governors around Nigeria that are actually trying to do work, right? But the work they do, is it worth the allocation that is being assigned to them? Let's be real. We're in 2026 and we cannot boast of absolutely nothing that functions in a correct way and something that encourages the economy. Look for a second, you see them traveling all the time to other countries. They do not even take an example out of their books. We're still here battling the same things we battled 10 years ago, but they mask it up in, oh, I did a flyover, or I constructed a few roads, or I did this, I did that. Bro, the amount of money you receive to your individual states does not show the work you have done for the people. But the people will forever praise you because you have kept them in this mindset that any small thing, and this thought came to me from, I was watching House of Dragons yesterday, right? And it was a situation where the rich kept taking from the poor, and eventually they had to give out a little bit, just to keep the poor happy. And they rejoiced for bread and for um, apples. They rejoiced. Now the woman who is coming into power now, she's really trying to like help the people. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, your crops are dying, your kids are being taken away, everything is destroyed around you, but you're so excited for a piece of bread and small wheats. And this is why they have forever used rice and things to campaign, because they do not see you as valuable. All these things they give you is just shut up gifts, which wouldn't even last you past a few days. We need to really sit down and really start digging into what our leaders do. And this is not a joke, because if you think 2027 will come around and the same cycle will not be repeated again, you're joking. If we do not start seeing the value in us as people, we would forever receive nonsense. I don't care who comes into power. I don't care. If they would always think that, oh, let me just give them a little bit just to shut them up, that would still be a bad governance. Isn't it crazy that out of 36 states, the one state that is coming close to what normality should feel like is actually Abia State? When we think of governors that are working, we think of Alex Oti. Now, that's not saying that, oh, everything he's doing is perfect. No, but at least he's moving. But what can you boast of in your own individual states? This is not about tribe. This is not about anything else but the money which is coming to them, when I say billions, per month. And mind you, part of that money is also your taxpayers' money. Can you boast with your hand on your chest without any bias and say, listen, they're actually working? Pick one. Because we look into even Osun State and you can see that the guy is doing something. But does it tally with the allocation which is given? Does it actually? Let's be real about this. These are questions. See, when change comes, change is going to come with a lot of pain and a lot of disagreements and a lot of hate sometimes. But you have to ask yourself, truly, if you want pure, real change, to be able to stand amongst other countries and say, yes, we are on top. To be able to fully, with your chest, say, yes, we are the giants of Africa, you would have to put your emotions aside completely and actually analyze your states individually and see what should have been done. What do we need? And I ask every single Nigerian right now, I know not every Nigerian will see my post, but I ask you, there are 250 million Nigerians. What do you consider growth? What do you consider fair to you? What do you think you deserve as a Nigerian? And what do you think you deserve for the money which is being collected from thy people, for the people? There's so much anger, there's so much hatred going around, there's so much lack going around, and these things give birth to more chaos, and we've seen it in real time over the decades. People are not born and choose to be wicked or bad, except you're a psychopath, then that's different. But we are born into a system that teaches us to constantly stay on survival mode and constantly accept the bare minimum. That is why when a lot of groups come out or certain people move funny, everybody's there because they cannot think more than that. Stop looking for people to save you and start looking for yourself to save yourself, if that makes sense. You see, growing up, I used to try to find comfort in people, in things, in monetary values, and things like that. The only time I found complete peace in myself is when I looked inwards and figured out what I can do for myself. What do I think I deserve? And if I ask anyone to give me the value of what I deserve, I should be able to do it for myself. But if you do not think you have value, and if you look at yourself as low, you would forever settle for the bare minimum. And this is why I say also, your choice matters. Now, don't get me wrong, not every choice and decision we make is good. Let's be clear about that. But to be able to have the ability to think on your own and function on your own without somebody else telling you how to feel and how to think is very important. We can't all be the same. We cannot all think the same. But the ability to actually say, I disagree with you here, but this is why. More than half of Nigerians cannot tell you why they disagree with something. They just do. So my question is, what is the value you place on yourself? And are you waiting for the next person to rise you up? And why can't we collectively come together to say, listen, we might not have the same thoughts, but this country of ours belongs to each of us. So how are we going to push to make sure we do not repeat the same structure we've had till now? This is the most important time in each and every Nigerian's lives, that you have to come together and say, listen, for the betterment of everyone, for the betterment of our beautiful state, we must unite as one. And I detest the fact that we now pick one evil because another evil is bigger. So we say, this is the best option. No. We have to scrap out everything that takes advantage of the people and the society. You cannot say, I appoint this one because this one slightly did better. Did they use the whole allocation for their states? Ask these questions. If you don't demand respect, you'll be treated like peasants for the rest of your lives. You have to set the standards for your future children coming.